Let's just start high level. How do you describe the work that you do and the work that you do with men?
Yeah. So what I did was, it was a combination of several things. I started to look, I actually came up maybe 15, 20 years ago, vaguely just in the pickup community. And I knew something was wrong with it. And I don't mean to like be hypercritical of them, but I knew something was wrong as far as like their understanding of how attraction worked. I think at some point I met some guys who were club promoters, worked in nightlife, and I watched what they do in comparison to what guys on the internet were saying was helping men become attractive to women. And then I probably around 2015, I met Ty Lopez, who introduced me to Dr. David Buss. And I started taking the experiences that I'd had for 25 years from my clients and for myself. And then I started comparing that and started saying, okay, what does evolutionary psychology say about these specific ideas when it comes to ambition, aggression, when it comes to jealousy, et cetera? And then I started to see that the conclusions that I saw from like Jeffrey Miller and William Costello, David Buss, et cetera, they were the same conclusions that I was seeing empirically watching back and forward. So when I started my podcast in 2021, I had Dr. Buss on maybe the second month I was on. And when I interviewed him, I was like, I agree with all of this. This is really, really interesting. So I started diving deep into evolutionary psychology. And basically the best way to describe my program is I'm a male performance coach. I'm a performance coach for men. And the way I like to say it is, throughout history, men who have had better networks have always been able to garner more resources and had more access to, had more sexual selection. So I basically use concepts in networking, and I use it for men to be able to grow their business, to be able to get better jobs, to find better partners, to find better friend groups that uplift them. And I use very specific ideas from science, but I use the scientific ideas to break it down so some of my more logical clients can understand it. And I'm sure you had to deal with this before too. You have a hyper-logical client who's very good at his business, but when it comes to women, he has a problem because he doesn't know how to, he's still speaking the language of logic and it doesn't work. So I almost try to teach them how to translate between the two. That's something that I do, but I work in networking, communication, leadership, and dating. I'm also a former U.S. military officer. I flew special ops for 5 years in a KC-135, and then I did counterintelligence for 2 years. And I take a lot of the principles I got from the military and I put them into my program. I have a program that has about 3,500 clients in it right now. There are, the program is a little bit over 130 modules long. There's 35 books in the required list. It takes about a year to get through my program. And at the end, you are going to be the guy that all your friends meet their girlfriend through. You're going to be the guy that all your friends get their job through. You're going to be the guy that all the friends come to for recommendations. You're going to be the guy when people stop into your town, you're going to be the first guy people call and they're like, hey man, I need a restaurant recommendation, get me into this club, et cetera, et cetera. I make you sort of the social hub of your arena. And just like, there's one other thing I just want to point out, because I think we talked about this before. It's this massive misconception. When you and I were growing up, there was like this 10 level of fame that existed. So this would be like, when I was growing up, this would be like Ronald Reagan, Tom Cruise, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is like 10. And then like there's this 0 level of fame, which is like the janitor at your high school, right? No one knew who he was. And there was like no mid-tier level of fame. Maybe like your mayor was like a mid-tier level of fame. Because of the internet, because of social media, because of streaming, there's this mid-tier level of fame, right? So if you think of someone like say Chris Williamson or Patrick Bet-David, they're not as famous as The Rock or, you know, Barack Obama, or Cristiano Ronaldo, but they're still in this mid-tier level of fame that wouldn't have existed. Reality TV shows, that's like this mid-tier level of fame. I teach guys on a scale of 1 to 10 to get to like a 1 or a 2, to where when they go out, everyone at least knows them. So like whenever I tell guys, you know, go on dates, regular places, have the chef come out and greet you when you're on a date, an incredible attraction trigger. Things like that, I teach guys to get to like a 1 or 2 level of fame. It's not really fame, but like a level of status. And in doing so, you find that dating becomes, it's on easy mode. It's very, very simple. And the functions to do this are very simple and don't require money. And so I go through those things and break them down. And I've had, you know, like I said before, we just crossed 3,500 clients. I've been doing this for about 4 years. And I've been coaching for 16 years, but this company I've been doing for about 4 years, and it's just been a labor of love. And it's just been, I hope I get to do this for the rest of my life.